Morning, everyone. This is day 2091 of doing 100 pull-ups a day, and if you haven't guessed it, I will upload the entire workout and upload it to YouTube with a podcast on top. So go ahead and comment for engagement. Any questions or comments, I will put them on podcast number 11, which will be uploaded later on in the day. So you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Saturday and Valentine's
Who
Day.
are you?
I'm just a that love pull-ups.
Aw, hell nah. What's up, dawg? I sell propane and propane accessories. I tell you what.
Hell you talking about, boy?
What is going on, everyone? Let me get this damn mic situated here. Welcome to Pull Up Podcast, episode 11. This is your host, your boy, Gabriel, and nothing new. What's going on? Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. This is podcast number 11 again, and I'm coming at you with a full body workout, or just upper body workout here. My shoulders are feeling a little better. Not where it needs to be, but whatever. Despite that, that's not important right now. I have a lot to touch on for today. And in honor of Valentine's Day, why don't we start off hot? I'm going to piss some people off here, but who cares? This is my show. If you agree or disagree, check it in the comments, dog. Let's hear it. So, fix this damn microphone. Cool. First of all, I would like to say, I told some of my students, one of this class, I was like, hey, alright guys, Valentine's Day, you don't get your girl flowers, you don't do it. They were like confused. Why? I was like, you should never get them flowers, only on special occasion, maybe the birthday, maybe an anniversary or something, but that's about it. Out of the year. They were confused, like, why? One of the kids was like, he was like, why? I was like, hey, you can either listen to me or you can learn the hard way, son. You go ahead and do what you want. I said, remember who has more experience than you. And another one asked me, another one stated, damn microphone. I'm like holding the mic in my hand as I'm speaking. The other one stated, that makes no sense. Okay. And I held my hand out and I shook it. Kind of like not a handshake, but the bro shake, where you like curl it toward the palm is towards your chest, I guess. And I pulled him close to me and I said, that's the thing, man. Ladies don't make sense. I know it sounds funky, but it doesn't make sense but it's true. It works. Like, I don't know why. And he was like, oh, okay, started to understand a little. But yeah, that was the joke I had for them. But it's kind of serious, kind of sad, kind of true. The worst experience. Not the worst experience. The worst I've been, the more I was attractive. And the more they wanted me. Which is weird. I don't get it. I don't understand. But that's just the way it is. So, I mean, this is my experience. So that's all I can say. That's all I really can tell you at the end of the day, man. The ones you spoil don't really appreciate it, right? If you spoil them and then they screw you over somehow, some way, and that's just the way it is. And some people can relate. I don't think it's wise to spoil, but that's just my take on it, guys. That's just my take. Who hurt you? Well, you can't. That's the one line they like to use when it's like, who hurt you? No, it's learning through experience. You make mistakes. You don't make the same mistake again. It's just that simple. Like, why would you keep trying at the same thing, expecting something different? That's the definition of insanity, right? So, I don't know. That's just my take on it. But, hey, to each their own. Of course, I want to see any men that disagree with me. Of course, ladies are going to disagree with this one. But, like, I don't really want to. I don't want that perspective. I'd rather just hear it from a male perspective. I want to see if you disagree or not. We can have a discussion about it. Anyway, moving on. I was eating potato chips, and I had the option of getting veggie chips, right? These veggie ruffled chips, like the Ridges one. They're basically the same thing. there's really no more of a health benefit to getting the veggie chips. If anything, the veggie chips are worse because they're more processed. Like the potato chips are just potatoes, oil, salt. Yeah. The other ones were like, I don't know. But there was like flour, potato starch. Like, might as well use potatoes. It was just kind of weird. It was only a calorie difference. That's the only real difference I saw. Sodium was the same. Everything else was the same. The sugar, but there was no sugar in potato chips. I don't believe they don't add sugar, but they did for the veggie chips. So honestly, probably potato chips is the better call. The sea salt ones, I guess. I was looking for baked potato chips, but I couldn't find that. I could not find that. But anyway, how are y'all, man? I want to get some more engagement on here. I only got a couple things to touch on engagement-wise, but I'd like to hear from you guys, man. What's going on? You know, what's going on in the world, which I do. I have some stuff to talk about that, too. Man, just like the price of silver and gold, I was reading how it quote-unquote tanked. Gold tanked. Yeah, fool, gold tanked. It's still $5,000 an ounce, but that's a tank, apparently. $5,000 an ounce is a tank? Like, bro, it was even $2,000 an ounce. That was back in 23, 24, even last year. That's 2 years ago now. It's 26, boy. Dude, I was just realizing how fast time goes, too. That was 4 years ago when I moved out here, and it's like, damn, dog, it's about to be year 5. No, it's year 4. It'll be year 4 on the dot come June. But anyway, guys, time flies. The older you get, the faster it goes. I think we all know that. But, yeah, they're talking about gold tanking, bro. How the hell is it tanking if it's $5,000 an ounce? Is that tanking really? Oh, you bought it for $25? Oh, that was never that low. Let me see. You bought it for a couple hundred, but what was it in 02? I think it was like 1,800 back in 2018, 2019, 2020. When I bought silver, it was about $20, $24 an ounce. And it stayed relatively cheap that way. But now it's like $80, $90, man. That's ridiculous, dude. So what I'm thinking is, of course, the New World Order's in play, but they're gonna go to online currency, man. That's what I'm checking, because I think they're making it very difficult to buy precious metal with cash, right? So when cash shuts down, cash is gonna be worthless, right? Cash will be worthless, and we'll transition to just online currency, cashless society. That's what I'm predicting, man, or that's what I think. That's why, think about it. They probably don't want you to hoard any freaking precious metal. Well, they don't want anybody hoarding it. That's why it's so damn expensive. I doubt it's that rare, dude. Gold isn't rare. Apparently it's not that rare. It's very common amongst like the earth. Yeah, hard to find, but we have a good amount of it. That's at least what my history teacher told me. That's what he said. He said it's not that rare. It's just shiny. People like it. But maybe for chips, right? They make good conductors. I don't know. I'm no scientist. I'm an idiot. So, yeah. Don't ask me these type of questions. I don't know why I'm even discussing this. On a positive note, hey, you see me doing those little shoulder thingies there? I'm able to do that with my shoulder now, dog. Respect. I am weaker though, dude. That damn injury got me on a setback. But is what it is. Such is life. Such is life. Even in the service today, talked about ups and downs in life, and that's just how it goes. It's a roller coaster. Life is a freaking roller coaster. Such as working out, you know. You get hurt sometimes, and yeah. But anyway, touching on the next subject, I had text my brother and my other brother. I had text my brothers that live in Las Vegas. I had asked if I said, what are the plans when the grid shuts down? Like, am I going to go over there? We'll just survive on some together, you know, as a squad. So, that's probably, and why they were asking why, and I'm like, the Simpsons predicted, quote unquote, the shutdown of the grid. And the reason I say predicted, quote unquote, is because Simpsons creator was on the Epstein files, therefore all those quote unquote predictions were probably not predictions. He kind of knew. You know, they had it planned out. So he kind of was telling us, hey, we'll put this on my show. Let them know this is happening. But now I sound crazy to some, but hey, I don't care. I mean, everything's coming to light and you'll see. And we'll see. That's the crazy part about being, when you're a quote unquote conspiracy guy. There's really no upside to doing it. Like, what happens when you're right? No one's going to be like, oh, you were right, I'm so sorry. That's not the point. It's like, hey, we're just trying to help. At the end of the day, like, trying to open your eyes and notice stuff. Versus, like, being blind. Because there's no reward for our sake, I guess. If I'm going to identify with that group of people that doesn't believe what the heck they're told and takes everything with a grain of salt and just, like, with tons of salt, actually. But kind of just sees through the BS and it's not for the sake of being cool, or like, it's not. If anything, you get shunned for it and you get talked down to, and at the end of the day, when you're right, they look at you like you don't even get an apology, you won't get anything. And that's not like, so what do I have to gain for it, is what I'm saying. What do I have to gain from this? I have nothing to gain at all. Y'all best just get right with Christ. How about that? How about that? I know I do. I need to get right with Christ. But speaking of which goes to my next thing. I had a question from the homie Mauricio. He was asking about when am I going to get baptized. Actually, my friend, I was baptized 2024. That was the time I first started. I started to go to church. I really enjoyed it. I thought the messages were great. And he was talking about consistency. And it really spoke to me, doing 100 pull-ups every day, right? So it said, like, being consistent with things is, like, biblical. And I was like, oh, man, cool. Like, I'm on board with this. I think that was year 4. I was on year 4 of doing 100 pull-ups a day. And, yeah, I was headed toward year 4. And, yeah, I listened to the sermon. Then he talked about consistency, then accountability. And I'm like, dude, this is some manly stuff right here, dog. Like, you're talking about being a man right now. This what the sermon was talking about. And it really appealed to me because, you know, I like that kind of stuff. So I was like, Jesus must have been, like, shredded. Or ripped. The perfect man, right? So, going back to the baptism, though. My grandfather was in the hospital. He was in for about, it's like day 4, day 5. And that Saturday, I think he went on like a Wednesday, and I went to church on Saturday. My friend had asked me, hey, how's your grandpa doing at church? And I was like, you know, he's good. Everything is good with him. I had gotten baptized just before I was talking to my friend about this, and then we were talking. I was like, yeah, he's good. And I told my friend, I was like, honestly, if he were to go, I'd want him to go on Easter. And, you know, my grandpa was doing fine. The next day he was scheduled to come home. Like, he was that good. Like, everything was fine with him. And what had happened was, he ended up passing. Like, everyone was like, whoa, how? Like, you were just fine, and you just like, yeah, so I guess he passed away on Sunday, Easter Sunday. But what makes it significant is because my grandmother had passed away, how many years? 8 years prior to him. And it was also on Easter Sunday when my grandmother passed. So, you know, this has to do nothing with me at all, but like, I got baptized the day before, and then that happens, and it's like, whoa. You start to see, and these were the most like holy people I knew. Like, they were really by the book. Not okay, I can't say totally by the book. Meaning, like, I didn't see, which I'll go to my next point. I didn't see them go to like church much. Which was my next point. I was going to say, going to church doesn't mean you're living right and, you know, you're doing the right. These are the people that I saw living it right. Put it that way. Like, living a holy lifestyle. Like they were the definition, epitome of like how to operate as a family, as a father, as a mother, how to like serve God and just be great people, great servants of the Lord, you know. I'd see my grandpa pray every morning in front of the candles when I was a kid. But I never saw them go to church every Sunday. You know, that wasn't their jam. Which I think too many folks focus on the church aspect. Like, oh, it's bad if you don't go to church. Like, you're so... And you kind of feel pressured a little bit. But it's like, man, I think, like, getting to know God is more important, dude. Like, getting in touch with yourself and the God in you and the Holy Spirit in you, dude. Like, you don't need to be around people for that. Excuse me. Drinking my Sam Adams here. Sam Adams, Boston Lager, come sponsor your boy here, though. But, like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's too... Is it bad to go? No. Is it good to go? Of course. It's excellent. What I'm trying to say